Hi everybody, thought it was about time I jumped online and give you an update as to where we're at as far as rugby is concerned in South Australia. I'm sure you're sick of hearing about these unprecedented times and what have you, and the stress on the health system and on the economy of the country. I'm not here to talk about that, I'm here to talk about rugby and give you an update on rugby in South Australia. However, it would be remiss of me not to talk about the last 24 hours in rugby as a whole, or rugby across Australia, and the resignation last night of Raelene Castle, the CEO of Rugby Australia. For me personally, I find it an unfortunate situation. Raelene was always very empathetic with community. We across Australia had more of a say, more of an impact on how community funding was spent, and we had a place at the table, which has happened over the last 2 years. And the other side I can say is the last 2 years, having been involved in rugby for 17 years in this country, the last 2 years we've actually had certainty in the funding that we're going to receive from Rugby Australia, which has helped in our budgeting moving forward. So to me, it's a sad loss. She was a professional sports administrator, and we'll see where we go from here. But obviously, happy to work with whoever steps in or the direction the board go. What I'm here for is to talk about rugby in South Australia and how we're going. I'm glad to say that we're tracking pretty good. We've managed to keep all our staff, albeit on a reduced hours, and pretty much kept them ticking over with one thing and another. You will have seen on socials that we've done some programs throughout the school holidays, be it with the workbook, cooking classes, skills and drills at home. Jason and Lisa have been working on, as well as the academy has been ticking over, and coaching sessions have been run with coaches on a Tuesday and Thursday night. So a bit going on there. We've also, during this period, managed to have our accounts signed off from last year, which is no mean feat in this day and age. So Perks, our auditors, actually saw us as a going concern, which is a good thing. And that's credit to the work that's been done over the last 4 years in putting some money in the bank to enable us to survive over this period. So that moving forward, we're having the AGM on the 13th of May, should I say. And that will be virtual, although there'll be 4 of us in the room, and people will be video conferencing in for that. A bit happening with the referees as well. So they've managed to utilise this time to all get upskilled in their relevant qualifications. Quite a lot of online courses have taken place, and they're ready to go, ready to hit the ground running. And on that note, I just wanted to talk about competition. For all intents and purposes, there will be rugby this year. That's certainly our intention. When that starts, we don't know yet. I know as much as you guys. So Pete's been doing quite a bit of modelling, and none of this is locked in yet. And once we do get the go from government, Pete will be meeting with the relative CAG competition advisory group members to discuss the options. But one that is looking most viable at this stage is a 10-week competition. 10-week, allowing everybody 5, each club 5 home and 5 away. For those learned people, we know that 10 clubs, everybody playing each other once, is 9 rounds. So the way around that would be round 1 would be the local derby, but a friendly against the whole club. And then we go into the 9 rounds of competitions, and that round 1 would be repeated at round 10. That would allow all clubs to have 5 home and 5 away. And obviously through these testing times, it's really important to support those clubs and get that revenue back into the clubs. In hibernation at the moment with rent relief, fridges turned off, no electricity bills and what have you, it's all well and good, but as soon as we get up and running, all those bills are going to start flooding in. So I encourage you to support the clubs, hang around, that will be reciprocated when you're at home, and really get behind those clubs and bring that community back to our sport. It is something that stands us apart from other codes. We have a great community. We have the opportunity to play all our club at the one venue, starting with the under sixes in the morning all the way through to Premier Grade. And it's a great opportunity to interact again with those people. And on that, we've also got 3 brand new facilities coming online. Brighton just about to be handed over. Can't wait to see that facility. Woodville, most of you will have seen it, but it's not been used in action yet. And obviously, this later start to the season has allowed Old Collegians to finish off their redevelopment. So pretty excited about the opportunity to go to those clubs and try out those new facilities. So not long now, we all feel like we have turned a corner. We're looking at the end as opposed to looking at the impact, and we can't wait until we're actually out there. One thing I do want to add to that is there is going to be a gradual return to play process, which is being put together by a national group. Jason Hyam actually sits on that group, but we're not going to be expecting people to get off the couch, just jumping in the front row of a scrum and pack a scrum down. There's going to be OH&S process, a smart rugby process, and a series of training expectations before an individual is going to be allowed to compete. What those stipulations are, we don't entirely know yet. They will be out next week. But so we'll be working from the ability to interact day to the start of the season. We'll be fitting that program in, running the season. One other thing that we would like to get in at the end of the season, and this is finishing on the 11th of December because that's school holidays. If you work 7 weeks back from there, is to fit a touch sevens programming. And what again that does is bring revenue to the club. It's more interaction that you've been missing out on, and it keeps that social interaction going throughout that period in the lead up to Christmas. Looking forward to catching up with you all face to face on the other side. Not long now. Keep the chins up and keep communicating with your club mates and teammates. Thank you.